This is Robert Morales from the Morales Business Networking Group, and today I am with
Angela Echeverri with World Financial Group.
The Morales Business Network was formed to support our small businesses and entrepreneurs through network marketing. And today I want to thank every one of you for joining us. And for the next 20 minutes, we're going to be talking to Angela about her business and about who she is. The Morales Business Network, we believe in supporting our small businesses and connecting them through avenues such as video marketing and putting the you in your business.
Right.
If you are on Facebook and LinkedIn, hit the likes, because we like the likes, but we most importantly like
the love.
We love the loves. So if you want to hit that love button as many times as you want, I will not blame you. If you like what you're seeing, also please make a comment and share amongst your friends. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button below, and the little bell icon will give you notifications anytime we post a new video. With that said, Miss Angela Echeverri?
Echeverri. Well, I mean, my mom will say Echeverri, and here I say Echeverri. Yeah.
And why is that? Why do you have to?
It's easier to roll it right off the tongue when you're in a business meeting. So I'm a business owner within World Financial Group.
I did see Transamerica. Is that an associated?
Yeah, we are actually partner with Transamerica. They're our main broker dealer. So we're just a huge power couple to be able to support families. But even though we are partnered with Transamerica, we work with more than 85 companies.
Tell me a little bit about what you do.
As a financial professional, what I'm doing is I'm helping individuals, families, and business owners. One way that we help them first is really see, okay, what are the needs for my family so they can be protected for their businesses and also for their families, and educate them on the financial aspects so they can make the decisions that can really get them into the next level of their finances for the future.
Kind of take me along the road of what that is like.
We get to sit down with Joe, right? The person, the neighbor, or the small business owners. And when I sit down with them, first is for us to know each other. But our mission is, which is really to help anybody in the community, meaning we're not looking at the net worth of the person. We're looking at really their needs are. So when I sit down with them, it's okay, what are your needs? What are your goals? What are you planning to do? Or what are your liabilities?
I came the other night and I got to see you in action a little bit.
Yes.
The one thing I liked, the way you collect yourself or articulate yourself, and that translates very well. Kind of take me on that road to what brought you to be so articulate.
I haven't had a chance to really think back on how it got to that point. But especially because my first language is Spanish, and I moved here when I was 17. To hear me at this point speaking in English and being eloquent and being able to really express my ideas, it started when I arrived. I always have been very interested in the arts, so I was part of plays and things like that in Spanish. Maybe that part allowed me already to be a little bit more exposed to people. I enjoy being able to do presentations and things like that, like entertain. Here, I think that I got a chance to be around people that also like to express a lot of ideas, like-minded people that, if they were passionate about something, they spoke up. And I think that being around those people really allowed me to also have a voice. So once I master a little bit more English, then I started really expressing much easier. I'm still working on the pronunciation part, but on not being shy, I think is something that I found also by being part of the community. I was part of a dance group in California, I first went into the dance group because I miss Colombia, and that group was specifically for dance, from Colombian dances. The director of the group, she became a really good friend of mine. And she taught me when you're doing a performance, as long as you keep smiling, because the reality is that people that are in front of you, they don't know your choreography.
So fake it till you make it, and then
more like enjoy what you're doing, and if there is something that didn't go right, that's okay. I mean, the audience doesn't have an expectation specific with what you're saying.
What age did you start dancing at?
The thing is that I always loved dancing, so probably like since I was 10, I just not professionally. I never did professional dancing young. It was more like I like to go out dancing, or if they put salsa music, I will dance.
I think that's every Latina.
And really when I joined that group was when I was already here for a few years. I was in my 20s already when I joined the group.
Talking about Colombia, Is that where you're from?
Yes, originally born, raised in Colombia.
When you moved from Colombia, how old were you again?
I was 17 when I came.
Did you know English then too?
No, not at all. I knew how to read a little bit and write a little bit, but wow, my lexicon and I just couldn't really express myself. It was interesting in the beginning.
When I hear you speak, it's very articulate. The challenge has always been the thought process.
Right.
So as you're speaking to people, you want to try and think about the right thing, and you just kind of go for it.
Yeah.
It's just right there, and that's the thing that I liked when I saw you.
So in the first few years, yes, I actually said things backwards. The sayings here in the U.S., there's specific sayings that I will try to use to be able to, empathize, like just connect with people, and I will say them completely wrong. Or one time somebody say, "Oh my God, he's such a stud muffin," and I thought, what a funny little saying. And then I tried to use it with a person one time, and I say, "Oh, you're such a muffin stud." So I completely turned them. So in the beginning, yes, that happened. Now it's more where my brain has come into this place where like, okay, you're speaking in English, okay. And every once in a while, there's a glitch. People gave me chances to speak in public, even though my English wasn't up to that part. They gave me that chance.
Yeah, because you don't really seem like a shy person at all.
Well, I was not blessed with shyness. I was blessed with being outspoken, and that's something that has really helped me kind of have a voice for other people, and I really have enjoyed that part. Yes.
What are some of the biggest challenges that most people face that they really should look at or really should understand about their financial plan or what they should be doing?
Giving themselves the opportunity to look at their finances. It's hard. We all have different relationship with our finances, maybe the way we grew up. That's the first challenge, allowing themselves to sit down with somebody to guide them because they're afraid to look sometimes.
What do you see as like the biggest challenges like most people have?
The biggest one is people don't know where to put their money, start working for them and growing for them. I think that's the biggest challenge because we all have different goals. Some people want to save for their retirement, other people want to save because they want a business. Our goal is how do we get you there and how you can find a place to actually make your money work for you. That's the biggest challenge. People right now are retiring with less than $50,000 in their retirement accounts.
Which is amazing.
It is insane. Right now, what we see is that more than 70% are saying they have some type of financial worry. That's 3 out of 4 people.
If somebody's planning right now, what would be the first thing you'd advise them to do, or at least look at or consider, besides calling you, of course?
And, really sitting down with somebody that cares about them, I think the first thing they have to do is sit down and do a budget and see, am I protected? If something happened to me today, are my finances protected? Is my family protected? Are my assets protected?
We're talking about family. You're married and have a husband? Right?
I have my partner, yes. We've been together for about 6 years now.
Fabio?
Huh? Fabio, yes.
I wrote down the name earlier. No children, right?
No children, correct. Yet. Not children yet.
No, yet. Fabio. And so as people are planning with their children, or at least planning to have children, if you're going to have a kid today, this is one of the things you should look into.
So I think is when you say that, my mom's voice came into my head immediately, and they say that we try to plan when we're gonna have kids, and my mom say that's the issue. You guys think that you can plan everything, but I would say from the professional standpoint, and seeing so many families nowadays that they're having a hardship and they have children, they are organizing their finances where they're taking care, they are not dead, and they're planning to already have something to back them up when the child comes.
Kids aren't cheap, right?
I mean, I don't have any, so I don't know, but I saw my parents, with two children, and my brother's 10 years younger than I am, so I was like a second mom, and I saw the struggles of not having enough money for my brother sometimes. You're bringing a new life into this world, and that comes with a lot of responsibilities. It is a good time right before to sit down and look at every single part of our finances.
Yeah, it kind of takes the romance out of it a little bit, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's a responsibility. Whatever you're making and bringing into this world is a responsibility, so yeah.
So, Robert Morales with the Morales Business Networking Group. I'm here with Ms. Angela
Echeverri.
I'm trying, I'm working on my Spanish. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button. But if you love what you're seeing, we love
lots of love.
Lots of love.
Yeah.
A lot of red. We want to see a sea of red in this video. Again, if you like what you're watching, please comment and share. And if you're on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button below. So we're here talking to Miss Angela about her life, dancing, financial planning. If you're going to have kids, start planning now. Unless you have them already, then that's kind of over. When you first came to the U.S.,
right?
I'm sure you weren't into financial planning right away?
Not at all. Not at all.
So do you want to share the experience of coming from Colombia to the United States?
When I came when I was 17, I came by myself. But I have this family who were angels. They took me in. I did my last year of high school here. Yeah. That's where I learned my English. That's why I started learning English in the classroom. My first week of school, and we go into the one of the classes, which is history, and immediately we get a quiz, a paper with the United States map, and we had to put the name of all the states and the capital. And I just looked at the paper, I couldn't even speak much, and I'm like trying to talk to the professor and letting him know, hey, I just arrived, I don't know much, I don't even know all the states, It was wonderful though, because it really challenged me, and I think one thing that I tried to focus on was learning English immediately. But that allowed me to learn other ways to be able to communicate with people. And I couldn't go to college right away, which was my plan. Yeah. So during that time I started working. And you just have to do what you have to do. So I actually got my first job babysitting as a nanny full time. The interesting thing was that how I got that job, because I couldn't show anything yet to be able to work. And she said that she was a counselor at school, and she said, hey, bring me your grades. Let me see your grades. And I could not even believe it. And she let me take care of her baby, all day long. And later on, I got some jobs cleaning houses, and then I get referrals, and people trust me to go into their homes.
So you were an early entrepreneur even when you first got here. I'm guessing you didn't make a whole lot of money.
Whatever you can make as a nanny at the beginning, right, when you're young, but I made enough to help me. Yeah.
So talking about financial planning, when you first got here,
there was a lot of budgeting. So when I was gonna come, my dad made all of his efforts to give me some money. He had given me about, in that time was a lot of money actually, when we think about it, it was about $300. And it just so happens that I got charged for over, on my baggage, about $100. So when I was on that airplane to arrive here, I had $200 to my name. To
start a life that you had no idea what direction or where it was going.
Yeah. I had not thought about that for a long time, but that's what happened when I arrived. Yeah, it was really scary. When you're 17 and you think you're so independent, and then life.
Well, some of us.
Right. I have these angels in my life that receive me, and thanks to them, I never had a night without being able to eat, or not a place not to sleep.
Was there one person that you really would give credit to, kind of being where you're at today?
Both of my parents. I mean, completely. I think that when I first thought about leaving Colombia to come to the U.S., both of them, especially my mom, immediately said, yes, you can do this. I believe that you can do this. She really always gave me that sense that I could do whatever I set my mind to. My father specifically has been a person that has always been there financially to support us with whatever he could give us. And there was something in our lives we had a lot. There were times where we didn't have anything, but he was always there. So I think both of them have been incredible in that sense. But also, I will say that along those lines, with pushing me to that place, they have been crucial in that support.
So you're 16 years old, and you're sitting down with your mom and dad, and you say, I want to go to the United States. Do you want to talk about those dreams and kind of what the reality is today?
Yeah. When I was 16 years old, what I wanted to do was to see a bigger world. I knew Colombia was spectacular, but I knew it was too small. Something told me that in my heart, told me that it was too small, and that I needed to be in a bigger place to be able to see all kinds of cultures and really expand my mind and get to see what this world was about, but also to see what the possibilities could be.
So looking back now,
completely, I think it was the best decision I have ever made in life. I think that in that moment when I made that decision and my parents really supported that decision, decision and helped me get to that place to be able to come here. My expectations were for us to better something. They have surpassed anything that I thought of. Now my family is such a better place, and I can only wait to see what's going to happen with the next generation. I cannot only imagine the dreams that they're going to have.
Getting on that airplane, how many bags did you have?
I had 2 bags.
I can imagine, like, in those cartoon series, you got the stick with the little bag hanging down. Coming from Colombia.
You know what the funniest thing was? My dad, so when my dad come and pick me up to take me to the airport, I had packed a bag that was taller than me. I'm not lying, like taller than me. And my dad looked at me like, what are you taking in there? And I had the bag, and it was a tiger from Winnie the Pooh, a huge tiger. Like, that tells you where my mind was, right?
Well, besides your clothes, do you remember what was in there?
I had diaries. I have a lot of pictures. I wanted to bring all my memories. Honestly, I felt I was never going back because I had taken everything with me. I have diaries. I have pictures. I have cards from friends. So I had a whole life story in there, I think.
Going back to financial planning. Yeah. So let's say a young girl from Colombia wants to come to the United States today, and they have $200 in their hand. Mm-hmm. What do you do first?
You have to find income immediately. I think you have to find some type of, to start seeing, money coming into you, and immediately set yourself in a way where you're able to do 2 things. Something is coming in, but something is being safe. You're paying yourself first. And I think that's the most important and the crucial thing that we need to focus on. How do you pay yourself first?
I was here the other night, and we were talking about Angela, and they gave her a little presentation about who she is. Tell us a little bit about World Financial Group and what it's brought to you.
And I was searching for many years a place where I could create my own business that could be a legacy for my family, but also a place where I could do the things that I already have found throughout the years that I have been here that I love doing, that is helping people, guiding them. I always been in the servicing and caring of people, so that's why I felt like home. But then at the same time, I was helping them with something crucial, completely crucial, which is how do they set themselves for a better future. How it really came into my life, because I think World Financial Group was put into my life was through a very great mentor of mine. Her name is Rebecca Camargo. During the time where I was doing that, it was a transition I was having mentally, because I have been with corporate for many years. I have perfectly groomed myself to have a great opportunity in a corporate environment. I was very blessed to have an opportunity with Roche Pharmaceuticals in California, which is one of the main jobs that allowed me to immigrate most of my family to, because I could financially take care of them. But during that time in corporate, I also find out that I had a challenge with not being able to control my own time. I really love being able to have flexibility of my time and putting my priorities, which is my family and my friends and my personal life, as number one. And not that I had to adapt to the job, but whatever my professional life was, will adapt to what my priorities were. That's when World Financial Group came into my life, when I was searching for that.
The things you want to do in life.
Yeah.
There are a few people out there that find what motivates them and what gives them their passion. What has World Financial Group allowed you to explore outside of something in a corporate setting?
Freedom. I have never felt as free as I feel today. When I was in corporate, or even when I was studying, I felt that I had to always be there in somebody else's agenda and time. And it didn't allow me to truly be myself, in the sense that it wasn't focused on what I was passionate about. And here I found the freedom not only in time, but also the freedom of who am I helping. I understand what that feels like. I understand what is being left behind, because I see my parents go through that, being left behind because they didn't have a plan. And the other thing, which is one of my great passions, which I did a whole master's on being able to develop people. Here, as we're building an organization and we're having people give them the opportunity to start their own businesses as entrepreneurs, all I do is find how I can get them into that better place.
Do you want to run through the list of accomplishments you've had? Because you said you got your master's.
I think I was focused also on school, interesting enough, because my parents always talk about education. So because of that, I actually ended up being able to be at UC Davis and do my bachelor's there in neurobiology, which is all about the mind and the body and how interesting we are. And then after that, because I had made a decision to step away from the medical field, but really go go into, just the servicing and being in pharmaceutical and project management, I started looking at the importance of we need to learn how people work. And that's when I did my master's in industrial psychology. And all that was about that part of leadership and development. Those have been great accomplishments. I always had an entrepreneur heart, especially because I got to see both of my parents being entrepreneurs, my whole life when I was in Colombia. But those were great things that I was able to accomplish thanks to the people I had in my life that guided me and supported me through the process.
With passion and drive, you can come step off a plane with $200 and make a life. And so that should be something that should be commended, and obviously it's being rewarded to you.
Yeah, that's something that you can do in this country. That's what happens when you're here. Yeah.
What advice would you give people right now? The first thing or the last thing they should be doing in order to plan? Maybe something that's on your mind, or something that's a topic that you think people should know about financial planning.
So I think the first thing is go back into the history, talk to people that have gone through something, maybe talk to people that have gone through some hardships to understand what really put them in that place, and then find a different direction. Two, I think it's imperative to talk to people that know, the people that really focus on those areas. So you have to go to a person that really knows and find places where people are going to help you, not for a charge sometimes, but they're going to want to educate you first.
We're coming close to the end of our journey here with Miss Angela. There were so many other things that I wanted to talk about as far as like psychology, because that's we've had a couple of conversations regarding that. Real quick.
Yeah.
Number one book you're reading right now, or everybody should be reading right now?
I think the number one book I would say people should read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean, it's more than 70 years now, and it talks all about interactions, both at your personal level, but really behavioral, like what are our behavioral needs, which is completely important in business and in your family. So that's a timeless book that I recommend every time to everybody that I can to.
So Robert Morales, again, with the Morales Business Networking Group. I want to thank Angela for attending. And again, there was so much more that I wanted to get to, but you just have to find out for yourself. So so WFG offers career planning as well as financial services. So if somebody wants to find a career out there in financial planning, they can come see you. If somebody wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
They can contact me on my cell phone, which is 707-384-1691. But if they find me on Facebook or on social media, please feel free to reach out to me, and we can talk anytime or meet.
So again, Robert Morales from Morales Business Networking Group, thanking Miss Angela for attending, and you get the last word, as always.
Well, first I want to say thank you to you, because I think what you're doing is admirable. I mean, you are putting businesses that are in the community, independent businesses, out there in the community. You're exposing them. We need that for people to get to know us, but also you're helping the community get to know us at a personal level, and a way to really be able to find the help that we need, but knowing first who the person is. So thank you, for that part. I see what you're doing, and I appreciate it, and I like it a lot.
I wasn't going for the selfish plug. I appreciate that she's doing that.
But I think it's important. And but the last thing I will say is definitely, anything that you're thinking about doing right now for people that are out there, if they're in a hard time in their life, either financially or professionally, there is avenues. I think that one of the things that I have found as an entrepreneur is that glimpse and the opportunity of putting it in your mind as a little seed, and then finding the right person that can guide you, that can take you out of that place of feeling out of control. So that would be my last thing. I always say, just whatever you're thinking of doing, just go for it and find the right people to guide you.
So with that said, you guys, thank you very much, and we'll catch you guys later.